Hola, yo soy Gabriela
Hola, yo soy Mariana.
y esto es Pink Talks.
Bienvenidos a la segunda temporada de este magnífico podcast. El día de hoy estamos muy felices porque tenemos desde Alemania a Isabella Wahedi.
Hi, Isabella, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me here. How are you guys doing?
How would you like to introduce yourself?
So first of all, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak in English. My Spanish is like this. So my name is Isabella Wahedi. I am 31 years old. I work with Henkel. It's a company that has his base here in Germany. I am married. I have no kids. I come from Italy, so Italia. But I grew up in Germany, and I now live in Mexico. And yes, I love doing sports. I love cooking. I love doing everything in the nature. And yeah, this is me.
Okay, thank you, Isabella. We want to start the interview by asking you, well, you already said that you work in Henkel, but we want to know if you can tell us a little bit more about your position.
Exactly. So I work with Henkel in Mexico as a diversity, equity, and inclusion manager for the region of Latin America. So I'm responsible for Mexico and for Latin America. And so my job is like in human resources, and it talks a lot about So my job is like making sure that people with disability or women and men people who are maybe from another sexual orientation or people who have a different ethnicity, that they all feel accepted, respected, and valued in a company, and that they get same opportunities. So it's a bit, yeah. So this is a bit what my work is about.
Oh, it sounds amazing. I want to know, what did you study and where did you study?
I studied in Germany first. I did my high school and my college in Germany, specifically in Düsseldorf. It's a city in Germany. And after that, I did my studies in France, in Paris, where I studied business administration. So it was general business administration stuff on different business topics, but I had one specialization in consulting. So in my master degree, I specialized myself in consulting. So I did not do HR, what I do today, but I did more on a general level my studies.
Okay, wow, that sounds amazing. Two countries. Where did you get the interesting in studying business?
Um, well, to be honest, I was very bad in mathematics. So I was clear I don't want to study finance. I liked like all the chemical and biological topics, but I was not very good at it. That's why I decided not to study science or any of those topics. And I was really much interested, in how things work. I was interested in language, in the business environment, and this is why I wanted to know more about it. And also because with business you can do many different things, and that's why, yeah, I studied because I was interested, but also good at the topic. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. And can you tell us a little more about your professional career?
Yeah, so as I just said, I did my studies in Germany and then in Paris, and then I also worked here in Germany for a couple of years in sales. First, I started working in the chemical industry, and then later I went to France and I worked for a company called Atos, and there was an IT company doing IT stuff, but there I worked in recursos humanos, so in HR, and and then I went to Henkel. So because I was in Paris and it was very international and it was very nice. So when I came back to Germany where I lived before, I wanted to work for a company that is more international and that is not like super local. And Henkel was very international. That's why I started with Henkel 4 years ago in human resources. I did recruitment, I did employer branding, which is HR marketing. And then I went to diversity, equity, and inclusion. And then I worked in Henkel in Germany for 3 years. And then they asked me if I want to go with Henkel to Mexico. And I said yes. Well, and this is how I came to Mexico. So I worked 4 years for Henkel, 3 years in Germany, and now almost 1 year in Mexico. It's only 8 months, but I will stay here for 2 years.
Okay, and was it difficult when you decided to come to Mexico? Because you talked about traveling in Europe, in France, in Germany, but I imagine that traveling to a whole new continent is a whole different thing. So was it difficult? What was the main challenges for you that you had when you moved to Mexico?
Well, as you said, Mexico is like a completely different world. So I don't know if you have ever had the chance to be in Germany. I mean, I'm right now in Germany, and the country is very, very different. The culture is very, very different. The food is very, very different. The way we work is very different. So it's like, like getting into an airplane and then landing into Mexico and be in another planet. So, and I think this is the difficult thing is, first of all, everybody thinks, works, and is different. So I think you need to adapt very fast because you cannot just be who you are in another culture. You really need to understand the culture and then adapt, because otherwise, if in Germany, for example, we are very direct persons. So what we think, we say. And in Mexico, people are very nice and very polite, And if I would come here to Mexico with my German way of being without adapting, well, probably I won't have many friends. So